Hello students. In the previous lecture, we have studied reflection of transverse wave and longitudinal wave with different examples. In this lecture, we are going to study principle of superposition of waves, constructive and destructive interference, derivation of amplitude of the resultant wave produced due to superposition of two waves, and stationary waves with their properties. Wave interaction. Waves are around us and due to their presence, they are going to interact. These waves are either going to interact with objects or with another waves. When the wave interact with the object, they are going to bounce back. This phenomena is called reflection. When wave reflected from fixed end, crest is reflected as a trough, while when wave reflected from free end, crest is reflected as crest. Interference is categorized into two types. First one is constructive interference and second one is destructive type of interference. We are going to study the interference phenomena with the help of principle of superposition of waves. Next article is principle of superposition of waves. It states that when two or more waves traveling through a medium pass through a common point, each wave produces its own displacement at that point independent of the presence of the other wave. The resultant displacement at that point is equal to the vector sum of the displacements due to the individual wave at that point. Here, y is the resultant displacement, y1 is the displacement of the particles of the medium due to first wave, y2 is the displacement of the particle of the medium due to second wave. Therefore, we may write the equation of resultant displacement y is equal to y1 plus y2. The phenomenon of superposition of waves is also called as interference. Now, we are going to study constructive interference pattern. When two or more waves traveling through a medium pass through a common point, and if both waves are in phase, then the resultant wave have maximum displacement. This is called constructive interference pattern. In the diagram, two waves are having equal amplitude and same phase, and they are moving towards each other. In phase means if crest of one wave superimposes with crest of other wave, or trough of one wave superimposes with trough of other wave. See in the diagram, suppose two waves cross each other between t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. As shown in the figures 6.6c, d and e. Here, the two waves pulses superimpose. The resultant displacement is equal to the sum of displacements due to individual wave pulses, which are shown by dashed line. This is called constructive interference. The next article is destructive interference pattern. When two or more waves traveling through a medium pass through a common point, and if both waves are out of phase, then the resultant wave have minimum displacement. This is called destructive interference pattern. In the diagram, two waves are having equal amplitude and opposite phases, and they are moving towards each other. Out of phase or opposite phase means crest of one wave superimposes with trough of other wave. Look at the diagram. At time t is equal to 0, crest of one wave is traveling towards the trough of other wave. This wave pulses superimposes at t is equal to 2 seconds, and the resultant displacement is 0 due to individual displacements, which are shown by the dashed lines, differing in phase exactly by 180 degree. This is destructive interference. We will study the derivation of amplitude of the resultant wave produced due to superposition of two waves. Let us consider two waves having the same frequency but different amplitudes A1 and A2. Let these waves differ in phase by phi. The displacement of each wave at x is equal to 0 is given as y1 is equal to a1 sin omega t and y2 is equal to a2 sin inside the bracket omega t plus phi bracket close. By the principle of superposition of waves, the resultant displacement at x is equal to 0 is y is equal to y1 plus y2. Substituting the values of y1 and y2 in the above equation, we may write y is equal to a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin inside the bracket omega t plus phi bracket close. Here, we are going to use the mathematical formula of sin inside the bracket a plus b, which is equal to sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b. Therefore, y is equal to a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin omega t into cos phi plus a2 cos omega t into sin phi. Therefore, y is equal to inside the bracket a1 plus a2 cos phi bracket close sin omega t plus a2 sin phi into cos omega t. Here, if we will take a1 plus a2 cos phi is equal to a cos theta and a2 sin phi is equal to a sin theta. Substituting these values in above equation, again we may write y is equal to a cos theta into sin omega t plus a sin theta into cos omega t. Therefore, y is equal to a sin inside the bracket omega t plus phi bracket close. This is the equation of resultant wave. But to find the resultant amplitude A, squaring and adding equation 6.4 and 6.5. Therefore, a square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta is equal to inside the bracket a1 plus a2 cos phi bracket close square plus a2 square sin square phi. Therefore, A square is equal to A1 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi plus A2 square cos square phi plus A2 square sin square phi. Here you should know the value of sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Therefore, taking square root on both the side, we may write A is equal to under root A1 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi plus A2 square. And this is nothing but the resultant amplitude of the wave due to superposition of two waves. Now we are going to study the special cases for the resultant amplitude produced due to superposition of two waves. We know A is equal to under root A1 square plus 2A1 A2 cos theta plus A2 square. When phi is equal to 0, that is, the waves are in phase, then the resultant amplitude becomes A is equal to under root A1 square plus 2A1 A2 cos 0 plus A2 square. Cos 0 is always equal to 1. Therefore, A is equal to under root A1 square plus 2A1 A2 plus A2 square, which is equal to under root inside the bracket A1 plus A2 bracket close the whole square. Therefore, A is equal to A1 plus A2. The resultant amplitude is maximum when phi is equal to 0. But if the amplitudes of the waves are equal, that is, A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, then the resultant amplitude is 2A. Now, in the second special case, if phi is equal to pi, that is, waves are out of phase, the resultant amplitude is A is equal to under root A1 square plus 2A1 A2 cos pi plus A2 square. Cos pi is equal to minus 1. Therefore, again we may write A is equal to under root A1 square minus 2A1 A2 plus A2 square, which is equal to under root inside the bracket A1 minus A2 bracket close square. Therefore, A is equal to A1 minus A2. The resultant amplitude is minimum when phi is equal to pi. If the amplitudes of the waves are equal, that is, A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, then the resultant amplitude is 0. In this article, we are going to study about stationary wave. Let us see the definition of stationary wave. When two identical waves traveling along the same path but in opposite direction interfere with each other, the resultant wave is called stationary wave or standing wave. I repeat, when two identical waves traveling along the same path but in opposite directions interfere with each other, the resultant wave is called stationary wave or standing wave. Identical means both the waves have same amplitude and same frequency. Stationary waves are formed on the string as shown in the figure. In the diagram, solid line indicate one wave and dashed line indicate another wave. They interfere with each other to form stationary waves. Arrows indicate motion of vibrations of particles. the region at which the displacement of the particle is zero are called nodes, while the regions at which the displacement of the particle is maximum are called antinodes. Properties of stationary waves. First property of stationary wave is stationary waves are produced due to superposition of two identical waves, either transverse or longitudinal wave, traveling through a medium along the same path but in opposite direction. Second property is, if two identical transverse progressive waves superimpose with each other, the resultant wave is a transverse stationary wave. When a transverse stationary wave is produced on a string, there are some points on the string which are motionless, and these points do not move, and that's why they are called as nodes. Again, the nodes are the point at which the displacement is zero. There are some points on the string which oscillate with greatest amplitude. They are called antinodes. Or we can say that antinodes are the point at which the displacement is maximum. Points between the nodes and antinodes vibrate with values of amplitudes between 0 to A. Now, the third property is, if two identical longitudinal progressive waves superimpose with each other, the resultant wave is a longitudinal stationary wave. The points at which the amplitude of the particles of the medium is minimum or zero are called nodes. Again, the points at which the amplitude of the particles of the medium is maximum are called antinodes. The points between the nodes and antinodes vibrate with values of amplitudes between 0 and A. The next property of stationary wave is, the distance between two consecutive nodes is lambda by 2, and the distance between two consecutive antinodes is also lambda by 2. As we know, the nodes are the point at which the displacement is 0 or minimum, but the antinodes are the point at which the displacement is maximum. Look at the diagram. There is alternate formation of nodes and antinodes. So, the next property is, nodes and antinodes are produced alternately. The distance between a node and an adjacent antinode is lambda by 4. The next property is, all the particles of the medium vibrate periodically. Therefore, the amplitude of vibration varies periodically in space. As we know, the frequency is nothing but the number of vibrations performed by the particles of the medium per unit time. Here, all points vibrate with the same frequency. The next property is, although all the particles possess energy, there is no propagation of energy. The wave is localized and its velocity is 0. Therefore, we call it a stationary wave or a standing wave. The next property, that is the last property of stationary wave, is all the particles of the loop, that is same loop, vibrate in phase, while the particles of adjacent loop vibrate out of phase.